Welcome to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. Yes, I am the Lone Ranger, and I appreciate you joining me today on this awesome weekend. What a great time to be out, maybe looking to buy a home or build a home. So let's saddle up, you guys, and here's what we do every week on the Lone Ranger Radio Show. I'm going to break down real estate stories behind the scenes. We're going to talk about mortgages and how to make money in real estate, and when the right time to buy, when the right time to sell, when the right time to refinance. There's a lot of folks getting ready to refinance, or you're in the process of it right now, and you will not want to press the button or commit to any lender until you hear what the Lone Ranger has to say. We're going to cover a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about the shutdown, the government shutdown, Fed cutting rates, future Fed cuts. How's that going to impact the market? You may be listening to this and going, you know what? I already own a home and I don't need to refinance. So I don't want to buy a home and I don't need to refinance. All right. But here's the thing. You know somebody that I can help. You know somebody that you can help. And together, even if you're not the one that needs to buy or refinance, listen, I'm in the business of helping people build wealth. Yes, okay, I make a living by doing mortgages. I no question about it. Everybody has to make a profit doing something. So I'm in the mortgage business. It's done very, very well for me. But I got a great company. We're a direct lender. We're in all 50 states. And by God, I think my rates are the best that's out there. We're a direct lender. There's no bigger mortgage company in resale other than CrossCountry Mortgage. We are at the top of the heap and growing by leaps and bounds. Speaking of, maybe you're a loan officer out there and you work for a bank or another mortgage company, and it just doesn't seem like they're performing well for you. Let me know. I'm interviewing loan officers. I'm expanding my team. I just put 2 new people on my team that are awesome, both well experienced. They've been training for me for the next couple of weeks. And my God, I'm really excited about these times. And when we've been waiting for interest rates to drop for a long time. Now, you see on the news sometimes, rates plummeted. They didn't plummet, folks, but they did improve. And that moved the needle. And a lot of folks are really sitting on the sidelines thinking, you know what? It needs to move more. And it might need to move more for you if you are somebody that's looking to refinance. Maybe you need a little lower rate than they are right now. Because if you're in the sevens, now's a good time to refinance. If you are currently in the sixes, it's not the right time for you to refinance, but you might get yourself ready. So I created a watch list. And I love you guys out there that listen to my program, because I'll bet you at least 3 times this week I got calls from new clients that said, "Hey, Bruce, my dad listens to your show, and he said, I got to call you because you're the guy to talk to about getting my mortgage to buy a house. And I want to get in the market. My dad told me I had to call you." I just love it. So thank you for that. And you know what? Thank you from the bottom of my heart for having the confidence in me to take good care of your family. And I promise you, every single one of you out there, I will never let you down. Listen, I'm no perfect person. I admit that on the air all the time. But when it comes to running my mortgage shop, it's a tight ship. It's run tight. My team is dialed in. My team is super knowledgeable. My loan officers that are on my team, no commission, just salary, are better and more skilled than 90% of the loan officers that I see out there representing people, and you're going right to them for mortgages. And I'm telling you something, don't think that your credit union's got it on. By the way, thank you. I love Navy Federal Credit Union. I bet you I got 3 transactions that you couldn't do this week. Thank you for not being able to do them. The Lone Ranger had no problem with them. So thank you for that. Additions, I think I got 1 or 2 from them this week. Bank of America, holy moly. Wells Fargo. I had a client. Listen to this story. I had a client. She worked for Chase Bank in New York City. They relocated her to Orlando, and a relocation, those aren't cheap. Companies, they moved her here and everything. She was approved for her financing through Chase Bank because she works there. And 3 days prior to closing, I get a call from the real estate agent going, "Bruce, my client's deal just got denied. and we're supposed to close in a week. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I got the story. She got denied by her own company that she worked for. So I picked it up. I looked at it and I went, you just need to fix this and this. Two things. Oh, I can do that right away. Bang, 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 in, out, closed it in 10 days. So folks, you think that your bank has all your information and your bank's the best place to go? I will tell you right now, newsflash, they're not. And I know it. You don't know it. Maybe you just think that's a sales pitch of mine, but I can tell you right now, it's not a better situation and you don't get the level of experience. Think about this. That's all I do are mortgages. I don't do car loans. I don't do boat loans. I don't do personal loans. I do mortgages. The furthest I get away from a mortgage would be a home equity line, which is still a mortgage. So that's it. And I don't do commercial. I do residential. So unless it's mixed use, we got that too. My phone number is 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313, if I can get it out of my mouth. Or my Tampa Bay friends down in Tampa. I love you guys. Listen to this. Call me Tampa Bay. Well, don't call me Tampa Bay. Call me Bruce or the Lone Ranger, or some people call me Cowboy. It's okay. But call me at 813-213-4009. Write that number down for me, please. Put it in your phone. Save me in there. You're going to need me one day. You're just going to go, who is that guy again? That goofy guy on the radio that does mortgages? Well, it was me. 813-213-4009 or webringyouhome.com. I'll tell you right now, you want to buy a home? I'm going to tell you that this is the time to buy a home. This is the time. Now, you may say, why, Bruce? Aren't interest rates going to get a little lower later? They could. But why buy now? Because when interest rates drop to 5.75, buyers are no longer going to be in control. So here's the deal. Yes, you may pay in mid sixes, low sixes. I'm doing FHA and VA in the fives all day long. I locked one guy in at 4.99 on a VA loan. Seller paid a bunch of closing costs for him. We bought the rate down. Man, it was perfect. It's perfect. So listen, don't forget that I want to tell you about my real estate referral program that you will not want to miss. But here's why you should buy. Right now, interest rates are much more attractive. It gives you a lot more buying power, or it gives you cheaper payments. Either way you look at it. But the reason to buy now is that there's 3.5 homes on the market for every one buyer looking. Now think about that. There's 3.5 homes to every one buyer looking. So what does that do? It put buyers in control, big control, because sellers have got to get right. Now, listen, sellers aren't going to drop their prices that much, but they will negotiate some. So when it comes to negotiating a purchase, you have to do it the way I tell you to do it. Okay. Now, seldom do I deviate from this. Some of you, when I talk to you, I'm like, you don't need that. We'll do it this way. But I'm telling you, you want your closing costs paid by the seller. So you want to negotiate the amount that you need in closing costs before you start reducing the price of the home. And you think about it. If you're buying a $500,000 house and you're putting 5% down, $25,000, and you reduced the home price to $475. So you said, I'll give you $475 instead of $500. Your out-of-pocket expenses only got reduced by about $500. That's it for $25,000. So why do it that way? You'd be better off to go, hey, I'll give you $500,000 for your house, but you paid $25,000 toward my closing costs. Now, you may not need $25,000. I'm using it as an example, but that's how you do it. Now, all I'm coming up with is my down payment, and I can get that rate buy down. Why do I want the seller to do it for me now? So I don't have to refinance it with Bruce later. Because if you don't do it now, I'm going to do a refi for you later on. Great. I welcome you back. I'll do another mortgage for you. I'm happy as a clam. But if you want to avoid that and save money, I'm telling you how to do it. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or WeBringYouHome.com, the easiest doggone loan application site you'll ever see. It's fast, it's easy, it's super secure. As soon as you're done, it sends you a checklist of documents. Then my team starts putting your docs together. We get on the phone. I tell you how to put the deal together, how we're going to do it, and you're smooth sailing, baby. Time to buy a house. So buyers, even if you're a move-up buyer, do it now. And listen, if you can keep the home you have and buy another one, you're even smarter. Now, some of you won't be able to do that. Others will. Okay. I'm working with a cop right now out in Melbourne. Love this guy, Ryan. And I love helping law enforcement and military. I just love it. Love it. So anyways, this guy's a cop, maybe even listening to me. Super cool. He's got like a 2.5% interest rate or 3.5% interest rate on his current residence, and he's got a ton of equity in it. But he's struggling to be able to buy that new home and qualify by keeping that one. But I think we got this thing figured out. So now he sees the picture, man. How can you have rental properties and have a 3% interest rate on it? If you went and bought a rental property today, your interest rate's going to be 6.75% to 7.75%. So if you could have a rental property and have an interest rate and keep that old mortgage, and listen, here's a mortgage guy telling you to keep an old mortgage. I'm telling you, my business model is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I talk people out of refinancing. I tell them when they shouldn't purchase. I tell them it's just not a good business model, but it's the truth model. And when I tell you, I need you to know that I've got your back. So my name's Bruce Woodburn. They call me the Lone Ranger. Sometimes they call me Cowboy. Sometimes they call me Bruce. Sometimes my wife calls me Honey and some other words that we can't say on the air. But that's who I am. And if you want me, you will deal with me. I call all my clients. I help consult with every client. My team puts the package together. I don't have to gather your pay stubs and W-2s. I got people to do that. But when it comes to strategy and making sure you got the right loan for the right person and you learn, believe me, I have people that call me up and they go, oh, I've been working with my mortgage company now for 3 months. And I got on the phone. My realtor told me to call you. And now I get on the phone with you. I've learned more from you in 10 minutes than I've ever learned from them. That's because I care about you. And you need to have information and you need to know what your options are. Really. And many of you don't. Or you're calling up and going, yep, I heard that an ARM is a good idea right now. No, it's not. And it never was. Actually, that's not true. If interest rates are higher than 9.5, I'll talk to you about ARMs. Other than that, an ARM should belong on your shoulder, and that's where it belongs. So we covered a lot, but we haven't covered enough. I want to cover what's going on with the Fed, what the heck this shutdown's doing for us. And I want to talk about more opportunities when it comes to refinancing, because I'm telling a lot of you to hold off, but I'm not telling all of you to hold off. So if you want to refinance, you need to get on my list now. I created this list. There's over 500 people on it, and I'm converting you all into applications now. So just go right to WeBringYouHome.com, complete the application. I'm only going to do a soft credit pull, folks. We're not going to do a hard pull. Structure the loan. We'll wait. We decide the target interest rate for you. And when that rate hits that target, bang, we are ready to lock it in. Save you money. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. So don't go anywhere. I got a lot to talk about, and you need to hear it. Be back.